Hey guys, Gerald Richardson here. So I was asked to go over some of my past flips and just to review it, talk a little bit about them, and go over the numbers. So the plan is to go over another flip. I know I did an earlier video, so I'm gonna do another video for this flip. And so let's get started. All right, guys. So this is a project that we had, another house that we had in Durham, North Carolina. You're looking at a three-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, about 1,600 square foot on a .45 acre lot. The house was built in 1997. So the way I came across this property, we bought this property off market. The way I came across this property was that one of my associates that I work with, he's actually a roofer. He was actually doing a roof in this neighborhood, and he happened to see the owner put a for sale by owner sign out front that day. He gave me a call, told me about the house, and I was actually already out driving around, and I ended up driving out to the property that same day that they actually put that sign out. We went out there. When I arrived to the house, actually the sun came out, and I stopped the sun and we started talking. I said, "Hey, I see that you guys are selling this house. I'm happy to. I would love to talk to you about buying it. How much are you selling it for?" The son told me he told me that he's not selling it. It was actually his dad. Then I ended up asking him, "Well, can you call your dad? I would love to talk to him." So he got his dad on the phone. We chatted a little bit. And we came to an agreement right there of buying a house. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy off-market deal. Got it on the contract and we closed, I want to say, in 10 days. Yep. So let me go over the numbers. So you see the front of the house. In this particular picture, it doesn't look that bad. Well, the siding was not bad. We ended up just power washing the siding. We kept the what's it called, the shutters, but we ended up painting to a different color. We did a lot of the work on the landscaping. Well, we removed all these bushes and this tree. You can see that the owner has some colorful decorations around. We ended up removing those too as well. I don't know if you can see back here, but there was actually a swing. My wife was joking that that's probably was a sex swing. It probably was. So there's a swing that was hanging off a tree in the back. Here's the back of it. This deck, I don't know what the reason is this deck for, but it has some kind of weird cage or something back here. You can kind of see, inside. You can kind of see in the backyard there's a lot of debris and a lot of junk back there. So the issue that this was causing was that all the water that was coming from the house through the gutters was flowing into the backyard directly onto the ground and getting trapped by all the debris that was back there. So I ended up making the whole backyard kind of muddy and difficult to walk around without getting into the mess. And we can kind of see here. Here's a picture of the sun right here, and here's a little picture of as I mentioned, that sex swing was hanging from the tree. So here's a picture of the sun. I have, of course, I have his face, his identity blocked, so you can't. But that was the sun right there, and this is like the debris that was in the backyard. And right here was like some kind of trailer or something that they left back there. It actually cost me more money than I expected to have all this stuff removed. I told my contractor just go ahead and leave the shed back there and just remove the rest of the debris. It cost me a little bit more money, and it's because they had a hard time trying to get this trailer and stuff out because it pretty much sunk into the mud that was there. So it cost me a little bit more money to get that stuff out. Here's the kitchen. So you see here the cabinets were actually not in bad shape. So what I ended up doing with these cabinets was I kept it and we just refurbished and painted it. So cabinets are in great shape. We put new fixtures on it too, new appliances, and we put a new countertop. Here's also the view of, so here's the kitchen, and this is the view of the breakfast nook, the eating area of the kitchen. You can see here, this is a hammock. So actually there was 2 sons that lived in the house, and their father actually lived in another part of the state out in the mountains. And the sons were just staying there, I guess, until the father sold the house. So this is a hammock. One son slept in the kitchen, and the other son slept upstairs, and they both had hammocks, which was kind of weird. But it was all good. You see, there's a lot of junk that was in the house too. So I don't know what this was. Oh, this was just clothes that he put on the ladder right there in the kitchen. Here is the family room. Two different views of the family room with the chimney. Laminate floors. In here, you can see that they started to scrape off some of the popcorn ceiling over here. They only probably got half of it done, and they put some kind of weird wood, I don't know, wood stuff on the wall over here. I don't know. I do not know the purpose of that, but we end up having to remove that anyway. The patio door. So there was an issue with this patio door. So my initial plan, my plan was to replace the entire patio door with a new one. Because the patio door was not a standard size, it had to be special order. And because it had to be special order, that's where one of the challenges for this project came in. And I'll talk a little bit more about it later. That's pretty much that picture. Here's a picture of here's the front door, and this is the dining room. You can see that the floors were already removed, and you can see the concrete slab here. There's another view of it. And this is the upstairs master. So it was kind of weird, but they put like this loft in this bedroom, and I guess somebody must have slept up here a while. They had, I guess, one of those ladders. I don't know, it's not in this picture, but there was a ladder where they climbed up the ladder and jumped up on this loft. You can see there's a wire stain here in the ceiling. And this is the master bathroom. What we did with the bathrooms were we replaced the sinks and the tops, but we kept and refurbished the vanities, put new toilet. We kept the tub and the shower. We just cleaned up there. They were actually in great shape. We just cleaned them off a little bit and just refurbished them in the bathrooms. So that's the master. And here's one of the other bedrooms, and this is the other bedroom that the other brother lived in. So you can see he had his own hammock here. A lot of trash in this room too as well. And this is how the house looked after we got done. So like I say, pretty much the siding was in great shape. It was a vinyl siding, which pretty much just power washed it. We took off the shutters, repainted them, and put them back on. Put a new roof on, and cleaned up the landscape a little bit. So that's how the front looks like. Here's the kitchen. So like I said, we kept the cabinets, just reprimed them and paint them. New countertops, granite countertops, new sink, put new stainless steel appliances, stove, built-in microwave, refrigerator, and new dishwasher, new fixtures. Here's the front room, dining room. I put in new luxury vinyl planks throughout the house on the first floor and carpet on the second floor. We put in new baseboards, the wide profile baseboards throughout the house on the first floor. And here's the family room. New floors. We did scraped off the rest of the popcorn ceilings, redid the ceilings, new paint. So here's a picture of the same patio door. So the issue with the patio door, because it was non-standard and we didn't order it, ended up getting delayed, and it took a while for it to get here. Actually, so while I had this house under contract with the buyer, I had my contractor go back out to the house and repatch this door and repair this door. So I spent a little bit more money to do that while the house was on the contract, And what we ended up having to do was after we closed on this house, um, um, I had my contractor go back out to the house once the new patio door came in, and had them reinstall it, which I paid extra for that too as well. So that ended up adding to my total budget for this project. So the patio door and the bathroom window, the master bathroom window too. Both of them took a while to get here, and also ended up extending my holding costs for about a couple months while we waited for the windows to get there, and the patio door was even more than a couple months. So like I said, I spent more money for them to fix the existing door and install the new door once it did arrive, and that's after the seller or the buyer already bought the house and moved in. And here's the master bedroom. Of course, we removed the loft, put new carpet in, scrape the ceilings, paint the ceilings, new ceiling fans. And here's the bathroom. Again, we kept the actual vanity, but just replaced the top with the granite, new sinks, paint. You can see that we kept the tub here. We just repurposed it. You can kind of see here. So here's the bathroom. So in this picture, the windows were still missing, so we had to board it up. And again, like I said, it took us an extra 2 months just to wait for this window to come in. So it kind of messed up my holding costs a little bit. And here's the other bathroom. Again, just repurposed the vanity, new toilet, repurposed the bathtub, and new floors. And it came out pretty well. It came out great, actually. And here's the back of the house. You can see here, this is the window that was still boarded up. The deck was in bad shape. It was in worse shape than what I anticipated. So what we ended up having to do was pretty much rebuild the entire deck. And this occurred while we're going through COVID. So COVID hit, and as you know, the supply and logistics is kind of messed up right now. And during this time, the cost of wood skyrocketed. So that ended up with me having to redo this deck and up increasing my total renovation budget for almost $10,000. And that's mostly because I had to. And that was mostly because of the cost of wood, how much wood cost at that time when we had to rebuild this deck. And again, it took some time for this back window to come into. You can see here, we cleaned out the backyard, removed all the debris, and I had these the gutters downspout dug in and had to drain out towards the back. All right, so here are the numbers. I bought the house off market for $150,000. I used a hard money loan for the purchase, and they required 10% down. The loan fees came out to be about $6,600, and that was they included service fee and the points for this hard money lender. My other expenses came out to be $2,280 or $2,280, and that was the prorated taxes, the insurance, the attorney fees and stuff. So my actual cash to close came out to be $23,984. And here's the rest of the numbers. So my renovation came out to be $60,000. Again, that was about $10,000 more than what I budgeted. And most of that was because of the cost of wood was more than what we thought would be when COVID did hit. My holding cost was a little bit more than what I expected, and it was, again, it was 2 extra months. So I ended up spending $3,075 on holding costs, and that was the monthly mortgage payments was two additional months that I wasn't expecting. I sold this house for $270,000. So I actually could have made more money on this property. So what I ended up having was, when I first acquired this property, I was speaking with another real estate associate of mine, and she was telling me how her buyers were having a hard time finding a house, in Durham. And I mentioned to her, hey, I just bought this house. I'm about to renovate it, But if your buyers are interested, I'd be happy to sell it to them as is, and let them be responsible for the renovation. So we actually went on the contract for, I want to say, $215. So I bought it at $150. I was going to resell it as is at $215 with the understanding that the buyers were going to get a renovation loan and buy the house at that price, and they'd be responsible for the renovation of it. So what ended up having happen was that they had a hard time getting so they got approved for a renovation loan, but they had a hard time finding a contractor that was willing to go through the renovation loan process. So there was an issue with that. So I ended up taking lead on the renovation and started the renovations myself. But prior to starting the renovations, we agreed on a price of $270 on the contract. So if I hadn't had done that and just went ahead with the renovations and put it on the open market, I probably would have sold it for another $10,000 or $15,000. So in hindsight, I was trying to help one of my friends and her buyers out, but really, if I really wanted to make money in the true sense as a real estate investor, I should have done it what I initially planned to do. So that's lessons learned. No concessions. Closing costs came out to be $4,825, and that was just mostly the buyer's agent commission. And I profited about $43,000, which came out to be about 19% return on my investment. Like I say, I like to make at least 20 to 25% return on my investment, and this just came out to be a little bit less than that. And the return on my cash used was about 158%. So that's pretty much the numbers. If you guys have any questions, comment below. Let me know. I'll be happy to go over it some more with you, or answer any anything that you guys had questions about the process, or a hard money loan, or about the renovations. When you guys get a chance, please like, share, and subscribe. All right, I'll talk to you later. Oh, also, so this is a series. So this is one of series of 3. This is probably the second of the 3 videos. Check out the first one and be on the lookout for the third one in terms of me reviewing my flips. All right, and that's pretty much it. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.